If you can still be a fan of Jake Paul and Team 10 after this video, then you are brainwashed and you need help. Jake Paulers, I offered you a way out before. Jake Paulers, man, take my hand. Come on, take it. Let's get away from the mean man. Come on, take my hand. Come to the light. Come on, there's plenty of room. I'll set you free. Come on. Yes. Come on. Come with me. And you didn't listen. This video is the last chance for you to see the light. So please don't make the same mistake again. Let's start with Nick Crompton, the CEO of Team 10. He is a manipulative little shit. He tweeted out DMs of him and FaZe Banks like this and only showing the DMs of Banks' response. Why is he so manipulative? Because he left out crucial fucking information that would have changed everything just in order to make himself look better, make his company look better, and try and save his little fat ass. His tweet was captioned that we would never lie to our fans. Well, let's see the DM that he left out on purpose from this screenshot. The DM that shows that Nick Crompton himself and the assistant knew that what FaZe Banks did, if he did it, was an accident. But somehow the assistant went from that to making a whole video with Jake Paul saying FaZe Banks assaulted her.
When I was leaving, he sort of clotheslined me and put their arm out in front of me and tried to like pull me into the place that they were, into his table. He like put his arm out and like went like this, and I was looking up at him and our faces were really close. Like dragged me by my neck. He dragged me by my neck.
But when another human assaults another human for no reason.
And the whole message of that video was to speak out against assault and don't let anyone get away with it.
It's never okay to touch someone or like assault someone or put your hands on anyone in general, whether you know them, you don't know them. That's just something you don't do. So the fact that he did that to someone he didn't even know, like what else is going to be done? Like people like that need to be stopped, and I think this is a very good example of that.
Let me remind you what assault is, you dumb bitch. Assault is when you hit someone with intention or try to harm someone with the intent of harming them. The DMs from Nick say, she said she doesn't think you did it on purpose. So why the hell have you made a video saying he assaulted you? And on top of his assistant being wrong, why did Crumpet the cunt allow this video to go live to millions of people? He is the CEO of Team 10 and Jake Paul is Team 10's most valuable asset. He knows every move Jake Paul's making, and the slimy fuck still let Jake Paul make this video, completely blow this situation out of any proportion it ever had, claim an accident, even if it happened, was an assault. This is fucked up. I am so pissed off at Nick Crumpet. One, because he's still saying that England is his. We all know England is mine, you fat fuck. And two, because the only reason anyone, including myself, leaned slightly towards Team 10's side was because of MDMs, and now it's just gone out the window. Nick Crompton is fucked. And believe it or not, we're just getting started to all the lies and all the bullshit around the story. This alone should just ruin Team 10 and Jake Paul. They have lied about an assault charge, knowing full well that it was, if it happened, it was an accident and it wasn't on purpose. And the thing about these DMs is Jake even brings these up in the H3H3 podcast to use it as a defense.
My thoughts are like, I would never lie to my fans. This happened.
How would you know? I mean, how would you have that level of certainty where you're like, I'm going to put this in a video and fucking expose this guy?
So, like, FaZe was there. Mm-hmm. He admitted to it on DMs.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was like, I was definitely there, bro.
Yeah,
and
drunk.
he said he was drunk.
Yeah.
He said he got into a fight that night, and he said he lost his phone. So clearly he was being belligerent, and he said he doesn't remember anything.
Funny how he's focusing and using them DMs as hard proof, but leaving out that one DM that completely annihilates any of the story, any of that video he made. He leaves that part out because he chooses what he wants to hear.
And that's why I wanted to make a video about it, because I wasn't trying to make it like this whole drama thing. To be honest, I hate drama. Like, I don't want to be beefing with anybody. But the reason why I made a video about it is to raise awareness in general for humans getting assaulted. Like, it is not okay at all.
Oh, really? Was it only to raise awareness to people who've been assaulted? But what about that time your assistant got assaulted before? why didn't you make a vlog about that to raise awareness to everyone?
Megan gets very protective because Megan was actually assaulted by one of our fans' fathers. And there'll be more to that story coming very soon in an upcoming vlog, but that actually did happen. That's not a joke. That's not clickbait. That's not a thumbnail. That is the freaking truth. One of the craziest things that I've ever heard.
She said she's been assaulted by a fan's dad, which is huge concern for someone like Jake Paul, who'd want to make sure that never happens again. Surely, that is grounds to make a video if you really wanted to raise awareness.
The reason why I made a video about it is to raise awareness in general.
But I mean, my fan's dad assaulted my assistant doesn't quite have the same ring to it as FaZe Banks assaulted my assistant. On top of the raising awareness, he also says that it's not going to be a targeted video. It's not targeted at anyone.
This like video isn't meant to like retaliate or target anyone. It's not about that. It's not about like revenge.
Oh, so it happens to be the one time you choose to raise awareness about this issue isn't when your fans' parents assaulted your assistant. It was conveniently when, you know, your ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend allegedly assaulted your assistant. I think this definitely was targeted, so don't believe this man's bag of lies. So speaking of lies, let's go through all the evidence to suggest that FaZe Banks did not assault this woman, as this video claims and as Jake is so sure of that he did. I mean, just the way he says it in the H3 podcast, you would have thought he was there.
The only thing that I really want to say, furthermore to the point, like, it happened, the police are involved, my assistant has made a police report.
So let's start with the actual police report. You know, if this actually happened, there would be a police report, because a police report is a big deal. You can't lie to the police. You'd get some serious shit. So the question surrounding whether there was actually a police report is something that is being questioned, and rightly so. The club itself that the assault took place in said that there has been no police report filed.
Major update on this story. Myself personally and my team have been reaching out to the club where this happened, Warwick, to get a statement from them. Of course, we're talking about Jake Paul making the allegation that FaZe Banks assaulted his assistant in this club. Now, when we spoke to the manager at Warwick's, she said she has no idea about any of this. She hasn't heard about it at all. We were the first ones to inform her that this story and this thing was even going on. She said that she wasn't contacted by Team 10, and she said she wasn't contacted by the police.
They would know, because if there was a police report filed and there was an assault in the club, the police would have to search for CCTV cameras in the club. They'd have to get permission to use their stuff. The club would know. But Jake hit back with some hard-hitting evidence that there was a police report.
The manager at Warwick said no police report was ever filed.
Yeah, so I just so happened to take a picture of Megan with the police filing the police report.
It's valid. This was when was this picture taken?
This was yesterday. She's wearing the same outfit as she was in the video and my vlog, whatever.
Okay, great. So just to clear up everything, a police report was filed. I'm not sure why the club is denying that.
Oh, he's done it. He's proved us all wrong. A picture of a policeman. How valid.
It's valid.
Or are we just going to forget that Jake Paul has showcased that he has access to actors with realistic police uniforms and even a police car?
You guys need to leave.
You can make your little videos, you can make all the noise that you want.
Disney Channel Flow. 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months. Never done before.
That's all the competition, man. PewDiePie is next. Man, I'm popping all these checks.
My boy Kevin! I'm here with my boys, Kevin and Harvey. We got the fake cop car. These are fake cops, guys.
And on top of that, one of the policemen he used in one of his older videos looks very similar to the one in the picture of Logan's video.
What is this?
This is the police report.
Oh, I imagine the club is trying to stay out of it, guys. I'm looking at the police report right now. So the tapes are on their way, which, Brendan, over here!
What's this in my hand? It's the police report, but nah, you guys can't see any of this hard evidence to prove our side completely and shut all of you down. Nah, you guys can't see any of this. Fuck it. No. And on top of them not showing this police report they have in their hands, when the cameraman pans over to look at the police report and shut down all the lies, Logan shouts at him to focus the camera back on them.
They're on their way, which, Brendan, over here! Son of a bitch.
Because what's on that piece of paper probably isn't a real police report. Jake and Logan, right there and then, just had the chance to shut this shit right down, shut down all the haters, anyone saying there's not a police report filed, shut down everyone. And they chose not to. All they had to do is show a tiny part of that police report, just show us a little thing to confirm it's real. But instead, their big, valid proof of the video isn't the real police report in their hands, it's just a picture of some bald fuck in a black shirt. How do we know that's a real policeman? There's no badge, there's no ID, it's just the back of his head. Also, there's no law that requires them to not show the police report. I looked it up online, I asked people who have knowledge in the field of this kind of thing, and apparently there is no law to say they could not show that police report that they had in their hands. So in my opinion, that isn't a police report, and that makes it even worse for Logan, who states that it is a real police report and goes along with the bullshit and the lies just to try and defend Jake. So now not only is Jake lying to his fans, also Logan is. Well, I can't get my head around this. Logan sees a picture of the back of an egghead he doesn't even know is a policeman, and he screams, oh, it's valid, it's all valid.
With the police filing the police report.
It's valid. Okay, great. So just to clear up everything, a police report was filed.
And tries to convince you guys, his audience, that there is a police report. But for some reason, when he had the real evidence, the hard evidence in his hands,
I'm looking at the police report right now.
he chose not to show it and shout at someone who tried to show it.
Brandon, over here!
That smells like complete bullshit. Jake also criticizes Banks for using his friends to back up the fact that he didn't assault her.
Of course his friends are gonna have his back. And he's like, I know he's tweeting like stuff like of screenshots of people texting them being like, hey, I saw you, you didn't do anything. It's not valid at all.
But then the idiot Jake uses the exact same technique to prove that Banks did do it on the H3 podcast.
This happened.
How would you know? I mean, how do you have that level of certainty where you're like, I'm gonna put this in a video and fucking expose this guy?
So like, there was multiple people there who saw it happen.
I know he's tweeting like stuff like of screenshots of people texting them being like, hey, I saw you, you didn't do anything. It's not valid at all.
Multiple people there who saw it happen.
It's not valid at all.
Also in Logan's video, they go and call Jake's girlfriend to see if he's been abusing her, because there are allegations from Alyssa Violet that Jake Paul was a very abusive boyfriend.
Hey, it's Logan Paul. I just have one quick question. Just like, answer it truthfully, yeah?
Okay.
Has Jake ever, and you can be honest with me, has Jake ever laid a finger on you, or dare I go as far to say has abused you in any way, shape, or form?
Literally, Logan, never.
So if you're saying that Banks using his friends as proof isn't valid, then we'll take your logic, we'll use it on you, and we'll say that your own brother calling your girlfriend to ask if you abuse her, and her saying no, is not valid at all.
It's not valid at all.
Now let's get down to how Jake Paul and Team 10 could have faked all of this, and how this whole story could be made up. Firstly, there's an image floating around of ugly Emma Stone searching up bruises on her Instagram page. And if you look closely and compare the two images side by side, you can see they are super similar. Just a quick side note, I was editing this video right now. I didn't know I was going to flip the image, but when I flipped it and I compared the two photos side by side, I am pretty sure they are the exact same photo, and it almost proves that she was looking up bruises to try and replicate to the assistant. I didn't know I was going to flip it, and when I did, I was like, holy shit, it looks just like I'm 90% sure it is the same photo and she's been caught out. So this to me shows that this wench was looking up bruises, trying to copy it and fake it on the assistant, and this supports the theory that this whole bruise is fake, and that they use makeup to replicate the bruise in that Instagram photo. More evidence to suggest that the bruise was fake is that the assistant, a few days later, was caught by the paparazzi leaving the Team 10 house, and she is clearly covering her neck up and hiding it.
Megan, are you doing okay? So what happened? Like, FaZe just like came up to you in the club last night and clotheslined you?
I don't really want to talk about it.
You don't? Okay. Because I mean, like, you definitely should stand up. Like, if he tried to bully you or hit you or something like that. You say he was cheating on Alyssa? Okay, well, thank you, Megan. Everybody hopes you get better.
She has shown her bruises to millions upon millions of people. So I don't understand why she's coming out of the house with a massive jumper covering the bruises and making sure to pull it up so that no little bit of skin is seen. What is she trying to hide? She is trying to hide something. There's no reason she should be wearing a jumper like that on a hot day in LA or covering it up. there is something being hidden underneath that jumper. And also to support this theory is in Logan's video, when she tilts her neck, you can see that the bruise starts to sparkle.
See this? Dang, so you're still a little purple and green.
Even a couple days after, yeah. Even a couple days after, yeah. Even a couple days after, yeah.
Bruises don't fucking sparkle. There's no magical fairy dust that comes with a bruise. You know what does sparkle? Makeup. Lovely makeup. Another thing that's been going on in my head is the way they demonstrated Banks grabbing her.
Like put his arm out and like went like this. And I was looking up at him and our faces were really close.
I just don't understand how you get a bruise like that from something like that. Like even if that did happen, how does that bruise? Like you'd have to be fucking strangling them to bruise them like that. But luckily for us, I did some digging and Logan happens to have demonstrated what happens when someone gets choked really hard like that to the point they go unconscious.
Go! 3, 4, 5, 6, 7! Yo! No way. Yo!
Get on water. Stop. Are you joking? Don't stop.
Boy choking me out. That's my boy choking me out. What's up?
No bruise, no scar. Nothing happened to Logan's neck, and that guy squeezing his neck was going to town. I mean, he looked like he was gonna bust a nut. And if that didn't leave a scratch on Logan, and that was probably 10 times the power of what they're claiming Banks did, how did what Banks do leave a monster bruise? Last piece of proof is that Banks even tweeted that they've looked through the security footage, someone at the club, and apparently so far there's been no indication of any assault or anything happening by accident. But evidence just continues to stack and stack and stack in Banks' favour. And if you're a Jake Paul fan and you still support this man after getting this far to the video, shame on you. You are loyal to a fault. You need to open your eyes and see when you're being used, lied to and manipulated by Team 10 and Jake Paul. There needs to be consequences for people who are going out and are falsely accusing people of assault, who are manipulating their fans, who are lying directly to them, who are taking things out of context to support their claims. We cannot let this happen. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. I'm 100% saying that Banks is innocent. There is no way he assaulted her at all. Please do like the video if you think this is bullshit. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're nearly at 400k subs. It'd be amazing to try and hit that soon. So that is it. And until next time, fuck off.